Are we alone? Is Earth really the only planet with life, or is something else out there?
Yellowstone National Park, famous for its stunning landscapes and diverse wildlife, has also been the site of numerous mysterious and unexplained occurrences over the years.
Next tonight here, the tragedy at Yellowstone.
Rangers say it happened this morning on the North Shore.
Emergency at Yellowstone National Park.
A few years ago, an incident involving a live cam in Yellowstone caught footage of 4 Bigfoot-like creatures near a herd of bison, before the camera quickly zoomed out and shut off, sparking widespread curiosity and debate. Yellowstone National Park has a network of live cams placed strategically throughout the park to monitor wildlife and offer a real-time viewing experience for nature enthusiasts around the world. These cameras frequently capture the iconic bison, elk, and other species that roam the area. On one particular day, a live cam positioned near a popular bison grazing area recorded something unexpected and remarkable. The event took place when the live cam, which was broadcasting footage to a public website, captured 4 large bipedal creatures walking near a herd of bison. These creatures, covered in dark fur and standing much taller than an average person, displayed characteristics often associated with Bigfoot. They moved smoothly and purposefully, seemingly unaffected by the bison, which continued to graze calmly. Viewers watching the live stream were stunned as the creatures moved across the screen. However, just as quickly as the sighting began, the live cam abruptly zoomed out and the feed was cut. This sudden disruption stirred up speculation and raised questions about the validity and implications of what had been filmed. The immediate reaction to the footage was a blend of excitement and doubt. Bigfoot enthusiasts called it one of the most compelling pieces of evidence to date, considering the credibility of the source, a live cam managed by a reputable national park. Skeptics, however, questioned the footage's authenticity, suggesting it could be a case of mistaken identity involving known wildlife. One of the most important outcomes of this incident is the potential credibility it adds to the idea of Bigfoot's existence. Live cams in national parks are typically considered trustworthy sources of wildlife footage, and the presence of park officials monitoring these feeds lends further credibility. Many who believe the footage is genuine argue that it could mark a breakthrough in Bigfoot research, providing concrete evidence from a reliable source. The incident also emphasizes the public's fascination with the creature and the continuing allure of unexplained phenomena. The rapid spread of the footage across social media and other online platforms highlighted the widespread interest in such sightings. The abrupt shutdown of the feed only fueled the mystery, sparking speculation about possible cover-ups and the reasons behind the camera's sudden disruption. Yellowstone National Park has a long history of Bigfoot sightings, with numerous reports from both visitors and park rangers over the years. The park's vast wilderness, dense forests, and remote regions offer an ideal environment for a large, elusive creature. Many of these sightings describe similar features: tall, hairy, bipedal creatures moving quietly through the woods. The 20th century saw an increase in Bigfoot reports in and around Yellowstone. Park rangers, visitors, and locals began sharing stories of encounters with a large, bipedal creature that couldn't be easily explained. These reports often described the creature as standing between 7 and 10 feet tall, covered in dark hair, and displaying behaviors that indicated intelligence and stealth. One of the most compelling aspects of Bigfoot sightings in Yellowstone is the consistency and credibility of the eyewitness testimonies. In 1980, a group of hikers near the Lamar Valley reported seeing a large ape-like figure moving through the forest. The creature apparently watched them from a distance before disappearing into the trees. Their detailed description of the encounter matched other reports, adding credibility to their story. In 2002, Park Ranger David Sullivan had a close encounter near the Yellowstone River while on a routine patrol. Sullivan observed a massive, hairy creature standing on the riverbank. Then, out of the corner of his eye, he noticed a large, dark figure standing on the opposite bank. Initially thinking it was a bear, he focused his binoculars and realized the creature was upright on two legs. The figure, estimated to be between 8 and 10 feet tall, was covered in dark hair. Its posture and movements were clearly human-like but far too large to be a person. The creature reportedly glanced at him before silently retreating into the forest. Sullivan, a seasoned outdoorsman, was certain that what he saw wasn't a bear or any known animal, but something completely different. Over time, several park rangers and researchers have combed the area for signs of the creature. They found large humanoid footprints near the riverbank, measuring about 20 inches long. Researchers, with insider information, made plaster casts of these prints, which showed features not consistent with any known wildlife in the area. In addition to eyewitness accounts, physical evidence has also been recorded. Footprints, some reaching up to 24 inches, have been found in various locations around the park. These prints are notably different from those of bears or humans, with a distinct toe arrangement and depth that suggests a heavy, bipedal creature. Hair samples have also been collected and tested. While many of these samples have been inconclusive, some have defied identification, not matching any known animal species in the area. This inability to conclusively identify the samples has fueled speculation and further study, attracting interest from both amateur researchers and professional scientists. Technological advancements have played a key role in investigating Bigfoot sightings in Yellowstone. Tools such as trail cameras, thermal imaging, and drones are now used to monitor the park's remote areas, aiming to capture evidence of the elusive creature. While mainstream science remains skeptical about Bigfoot's existence, interest in the phenomenon is growing within academic circles. Researchers from fields like anthropology, biology, and environmental science are exploring the possibility of undiscovered species in remote areas like Yellowstone. This interdisciplinary approach uses rigorous scientific methods to study Bigfoot, moving beyond anecdotal evidence toward more empirical investigation. The question of Bigfoot's existence raises important considerations for the environment and conservation. If such a large, elusive creature can remain undetected in Yellowstone, it suggests the park's ecosystem is more complex and unexplored than previously realized. This highlights the importance of preserving natural habitats and promoting biodiversity, ensuring that even the most hidden species have a space to thrive. Currently, Bigfoot sightings in Yellowstone National Park continue to be a genuine and intriguing mystery. The consistency of eyewitness reports, combined with physical evidence and advancements in technology, creates a strong case for further investigation. While mainstream science remains cautious, the potential impact on our understanding of wildlife and conservation is significant. Trail cameras, primarily used for wildlife monitoring and surveillance, capture photos and videos of animals or humans that pass by their sensors. These cameras are commonly used by landowners, researchers, and wildlife enthusiasts to track animal behavior, study movement patterns, and identify potential hunting spots. They are also used for home security, recording footage of intruders or suspicious activity. Equipped with motion sensors, some trail cameras can alert the owner via phone or email when triggered. Interestingly, one landowner noticed something unusual in their footage, describing it as a large humanoid figure. They shared the video online, seeking others' opinions. Many who viewed the footage remarked that the figure resembled the large humanoid creatures described in Bigfoot reports across North America. More trail cam owners have since come forward with similar footage, stating that the creatures appeared to be large, hairy, ape-like beings standing between 6 to 10 feet tall and weighing 400 to 800 pounds. Additionally, many report a strong, unpleasant odor in the area, claiming this as further evidence supporting the creature's existence. One user commented on the footage, "I believe the creature is real, and I know several hunters who have encountered these beings in the wilderness." The challenge is capturing one on camera. They're elusive, but they're numerous throughout the Pacific Northwest. With the dense forests, it's tough to spot them. I've had friends say that a creature could be just 10 feet away, and you wouldn't even know it because of the thick trees. The debate surrounding these creatures and their origins is still ongoing. Skeptics argue that trail cam owners are simply capturing common wildlife, such as bears, but others disagree, suggesting that a small community of these creatures could be living throughout the United States. With advancements in technology, they believe it's only a matter of time before high-quality footage of these creatures is recorded. Across North America, numerous sightings of Sasquatch have been reported. A large, bipedal humanoid creature covered in hair from head to toe, often encountered in the dense forests and wilderness areas of the United States and Canada. Interestingly, not all regions in North America refer to the creature as Bigfoot. Local legends often describe similar creatures with slight differences in their features. In addition to different names, there is also the mysterious Oceana monster. The descriptions of the Oceana monster often overlap with typical Sasquatch sightings. It's generally believed that the Oceana monster is a large humanoid creature, and its reports are frequently grouped with Bigfoot sightings throughout the United States. However, most reports of the Oceana monster are concentrated around the town of Oceana in West Virginia, with an unusual description that sets it apart from typical Bigfoot sightings: its scream, which has been compared to the eerie sound of a baby crying or cats fighting. Witnesses typically describe the Oceana monster as standing 7 to 8 feet tall, covered in long, dark hair, and capable of jumping great distances. Although sightings of the Oceana monster have been rare and not recent, it's thought that the creature could have ventured too close to the small town of Oceana and made its home in the nearby mountains. The first reported encounter with the Oceana monster took place in the coal mining town of Oceana, West Virginia, during the late 1970s and early 1980s, a time of economic decline caused by the rise of Wyoming's coal mines. This economic hardship led to increased anxiety among the town's residents, resulting in a surge of reports about strange sightings and otherworldly encounters. While many of these reports were dismissed by the local police, on August 14, 1978, the Oceana Police Department began taking such claims more seriously. According to Officer Bill Pritt's written account, he personally encountered a large humanoid entity, later referred to as the Oceana monster. The witness report states that while Patrolman Pritt was on duty between the hours of 7 p.m. and 7 a.m., he received a call from the police dispatcher informing him that neighbors reported hearing a baby screaming during the night. After receiving the call, Officer Bill Pritt headed to the neighborhood near the Oceana Town Hall, turning onto Monroe Street in the general direction of where the call had originated. Approaching the nearest home, a small mobile home at the end of Monroe Street, he spoke to the homeowner, who confirmed hearing a scream but insisted it wasn't human, describing it as a terrifying, inhuman scream that had sent him rushing inside. After speaking with another resident who suggested the noise might have been wild cats fighting, the officer began looking for any fur or marks that could support that claim. Unable to find anything, he moved on to the next house, but as he was walking down the street, he heard what he described as a terrible echoing squall coming from further down the road. Immediately, Patrolman Pritt got into his police car and drove toward the Clear Fork River to investigate, thinking the noise might have come from a homeless man. While driving down the street, he noticed a silhouette of a person standing under a streetlight at the corner of Monroe Street and Willow Avenue. He got out of his car and called to the man, who seemed to be doubled over in pain and screaming that same inhuman scream. As the officer called out, he saw the person slowly rise to full height, turning to face him. It was then that Patrolman Pritt realized the figure under the streetlight wasn't a man, but a massive, inhuman humanoid creature covered in dark hair, standing over 7 feet tall. Suddenly, the creature let out another deafening scream and charged toward the officer in a threatening manner, as though preparing to attack. Fearing for his life, the officer drew his service weapon and fired a round into the creature's abdomen. The creature halted suddenly, turned around, and ran away without showing any signs of injury, heading down Monroe Street toward the Clear Fork River. Now in shock, Patrolman Pritt raced to his car and radioed for backup, requesting assistance at the corner near the Johnny Alf residence. He quickly jumped back into his police cruiser, followed the creature, and reported his location. He spotted the creature again at the riverbank. The officer got out of his vehicle and gave chase on foot, only to find the creature already on the opposite side of the river. At first, Patrolman Pritt was baffled by how the creature had crossed the river so quickly, without making any noise, and it seemed completely dry. The witness report states that, upon later reflection, the officer believed the creature must have swum the entire length of the river in under 30 seconds, as it would have been impossible for it to jump across the roughly 60 to 75-foot wide river. Fearing the creature might escape, Officer Pritt shot at the monster several more times, emptying his revolver as it stood on the riverbank, staring back at him. Nearby, Chief Raymond Walker, who had received a radio call from Officer Pritt requesting immediate reinforcements, was the first to respond, but couldn't get any further details on the nature of the request. Growing concerned, Chief Walker sped down the road at 80 miles per hour, hoping to reach Officer Pritt quickly. As he approached Monroe Street, he heard gunshots from Pritt's revolver, which sounded like a full firefight near the riverbank. Without hesitation, Walker drove up to the bank, exited his car, and ran toward Pritt, who was still firing his weapon at some brush across the river. When the chief asked what was happening, Pritt explained that a monster was on the other side of the river and urged him to shoot at it. At that moment, Walker claimed he saw the creature move, spotting a large being on the opposite bank. Unsure of what it could be, the chief fired 4 warning shots into the air. The sound of the gunshots caused the creature to flee up the mountainside, disappearing from sight. Once it was gone, the chief escorted Officer Pritt back to his vehicle and attempted to downplay the incident to avoid further questioning. However, by 6:38 a.m., local residents began their own investigation into the sighting, seeking evidence of the creature after some had heard the screams and witnessed the encounter. By 7 a.m., residents had gathered evidence, including photos of trampled weeds, broken branches, and a large, oddly shaped footprint in the mud along the riverbank. The print was much too large and awkwardly shaped to be human, and it didn't resemble any known animal tracks from the area. Even more unsettling, several locals reported hearing the creature's screams echoing from the nearby mountainside. Following the incident reported by Patrolman Bill Pritt and Chief Raymond Walker, the West Virginia Department of Natural Resources launched an official investigation into claims of the humanoid, ape-like creature living in the nearby swamps. However, instead of trying to verify the creature's existence, the wildlife experts were instructed to dismiss the sighting as nothing more than a case of hysteria, with some suggesting the creature was just a large bird. Despite combing the area, the experts found no evidence of a bird, such as feathers or blood, in the vicinity. Afterward, James Court, a local man with a bachelor's degree in social studies from the University of Concord, conducted his own investigation. He traveled to the riverbank taking numerous photographs to try and trace the creature's path through the brush. Once he had collected his evidence, Court offered to join Officer Pritt for a ride along the following night to see if the creature would reappear. After spending a 12-hour shift together and dealing with several minor incidents, the creature failed to return. So thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed watching it, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this.